Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
And, I thank OGTC for this opportunity to share the thoughts, what we have been going through in our lean transformation journey. And I thank Pramod for that very informative presentation. And he has actually done a lot of number crunching there, so it has made my job relatively easy. I'll just touch upon the group as such. We are basically, Orient Fashions Group is, we started in 1973 under the leadership of Ms. Meena Sethi, and now we are among the top 25 garment exporters out of India. The operations include manufacturing and export of apparel in woven and knit segment. We are ISO 9001 and SA 8000 certified group. We have state-of-art automated manufacturing facility, and we have a very strong information technology systems which supports that. Apart from the sewing capacity, we have a backward integration in terms of fabric manufacturing, which is coupled with the latest embroidery manufacturing setup and lace manufacturing for forward value-added integration. Our annual turnover is 3,500 millions for the last financial year. And we supply or produce to the buyers of repute from US, Europe. Now it's customary that when we are talking about lean, we need to define it. So that's the definition. Implement the lean is the set of techniques which, when combined, allows to reduce and eliminate the losses like waste, variability, and inflexibility to make the company leaner, more flexible, and more responsive through continuous improvement by flowing the product or service at the pull of your customer in pursuit of delivering value with perfection. The organization who wants to implement lean should have a strong customer focus, should be willing to remove waste, and should have a motivation for growth. I'll just touch upon, from where we got the conviction to go ahead with this project. For the last 10 years, I have been in this, attending this workshop, and every workshop we have been talking about lean. So there has to be something special about it, So we actually went ahead with supervisor training program in the year 2012, and in one of the units in Noida. So once the program was finished, our MD, he went to the unit and he called all the supervisors there. And he just asked them, okay, how was the program? Everybody said it was fantastic, very good. So he said, okay, the supervisors who have experienced more than 6 years can come to the right-hand side, and less than 6 years can move to the other side. So that bifurcation happened. Then he asked the experienced supervisors, आप लोगों को सिलना आता है, 6 साल से ज़्यादा आपका एक्सपीरियंस है, फिर वो अंग्रेज आपको ऐसा क्या सिखा के गया that you say that program is wonderful? One of the supervisors, he stood up and he said, सिलना हमें आता है सर, वो तरीका सिखा के गया. So that is where we actually got the conviction to go ahead with lean transformation. I'll just touch upon what is the project. It looks like this is the total journey bifurcated into 7 milestones. We start with the clarity on goals, what we need to achieve, and the level of commitment what our management is applying. We just see what is our engineering capacity and we build it. Then we run through the impact assessment, where we are and where we want to go. Then we develop the economical and effective systems, designing a competitive lean platform. Now the first 4 milestones are primarily for pre-implementation phase and the pilot run. The next 5th and 6th milestones, they are actually implementation phase across the manufacturing facility. And the 7th is post-implementation phase of continuous improvement. I'll just touch upon, in a brief, that milestone 1, it was supposed to, have the project management structure in place, where we define the project, we formulate the steering committee, we have the project coordinator, we raise the awareness, and we take 360-degree feedback from the people. Milestone 2 is, we build engineering capacity, what engineering capacity we have, and what kind of engineering capacity we need if we want to actually go ahead with this project. Milestone 3 is a relatively important one, where we actually have an assessment of where we stand as of now. We just run through we define the product families, the operational routing, then we have the core team. We assess our current state, design our future state, and then the entire thing is debriefed to the top management, the way forward. Then milestone 4 is, we actually start educating people about lean. We have open communication wherein, we actually address the people. And then the implementation with a pilot run. The first thing, let us try. The 5th milestone is regarding, the overall structure. Once we are through with the pilot run, we have seen the results. Then we start putting the overall structure in place, how to go about in the entire organization. We just create the support system around it, have a blueprint in place for the rollout. Milestone 6 is actually working on the open communication to the entire workforce that yes, now we are ready for the change, we are going ahead with the change, the awareness campaign, and then the implementation. And the 7th milestone, we assess the achievements, whatever has been done, whether we have failed in some of the areas. So, we take corrective action to improve further. We coach, we evaluate, take people's feedback, and then the continuous improvement, that process starts. This was basically, when I discussed what this project is all about. And now I'll move to, what we have done so far in this project. We started in the 2nd week of April. And till date, we have actually started the pilot run in our finishing and cutting lines. I'll just take you through the journey, how we did it. We first had the project management structure in place. We formed a steering committee which comprised of the members of the top management, the cross-functional heads, and the head of respective factories. The role of the committee was to understand the project goals, to follow up and monitor the project progress, eliminate any obstacles faced by the project coordinator, facilitate the requirements as required for the smooth progress of the project. The steering committee meets every month, or earlier if it is so required, to assess the latest developments and resolve any obstacles. We nominated the project coordinator, and I'm acting as a project coordinator for the project. The responsibilities given are to have a strong communication channel between the consultant, the steering committee, and the core teams, adhere to the instructions from consultant and act accordingly, engage people and allocate resources to get the job done, report any obstacles or delays to the steering committee. We had a project office in place in both the locations. We are implementing this project in 2 locations. One in Noida and one in Gurgaon. This project office actually, from where the team functions and where the entire knowledge sharing sessions are held. The project office depicts the lean journey we intend to achieve and showcase the tasks done against the milestones. Now, this was one of the important things we did in the organization, that was 360-degree feedback. We actually went to the employees. There was a format given by the consultant, and that entire 360-degree feedback, it covered 4 main parameters. That was what was the employee satisfaction level in terms of working environment, target setting, stress levels, and encouragement. The benefits to the employees, the management's engagement, and the team members' engagement. Now, what we did, we went to the workers. We covered 2/3 of the workforce in each of the factories to do this service. That was a sample size. For supervisors, we covered 100%, and staff, we took 100%. So that was the sample size we, surveyed. Had the things, we could actually take the feedback, and I must share that when we are talking about how the workers take it, 80% of the workers, they said they want the change. They were willing to work for the change, and somehow we faced this resistance from supervisors more. Second milestone, which was again a very critical, was engineering role, shift from work study to problem solving. And basically, we had three roles. One is to reach the goal, then other is to maintain it, and third one is to surpass. Third one is actually the seventh milestone which we are talking about. Then we actually categorized that industrial engineering has to go through these roles and these functions, which includes the industrial engineering department has to be an expert, has to be an advisor, a consultant, analyst of the system, a trainer, and a decision maker. And the functions include right from work study to training the workers to identifying the system faults, analysis of the job, interpretation of the data, suggestions for productivity tools. After the second milestone, we moved to the third one. We had the core teams in place. There are several core teams comprising of members from cross-functional teams, mainly responsible for performing on a specific mission assigned by the project coordinator. Learn the details of the task and act accordingly for the successful accomplishment of the mission. Then we moved on to, we assessed our current state of affairs, where we were. And what we assessed was the product family, what kind of products we were into, the operation process summary, the value stream mapping, utilization of resources, supervisor survey, that's been mostly touched by Mr. Pramod. And in that assessment, we assessed our throughput time, labor utilization, WIP, transportation, unnecessary activities we do. This just, breaking up of components and creating that VSM. And this was the result. I must compliment PM Pro, they were better than us in terms of validation. They were at 45%, we were at 38%. Our retention time was 41%, transportation was 15%, and unnecessary motions 6%. We had to design that future state and the improvement strategy to go forward. We reviewed the current assessment data. The assessment data was debriefed to the management, and the future state was discussed. This was the debriefing result which was discussed. Our stock turnover, as far as the current state, it was 14.4 days. We expect it to go to 6 days. Right first time, 86% what we are getting, we expect it to go to 93%. Value addition per square feet, it is 0.11 standard allowed hours. We project it to go to 0.17, the 48% increase. Daily produced standard hours from 1,221 to 1,660, and unproductive time reduction from 116 to 35 minutes. Once the debriefing was unloaded on the management, we went on to the milestone 4, where we actually had to put some things in place before getting the pilot run done. So what we did was, We had to standardize some of the work practices to get consistent and economic work cycles, define, segregate, and eliminate unnecessary activities in the pilot area. As I told that we have started in finishing and in cutting. Increase the machine utilization by synchronizing workforce and machine. Reduce WIP through small batches or lots and creating continuous flow. Reduce throughput time by connecting processes and creating continuous flow. Create pull system. Enhance demand flow by applying takt time concept. We went through. Okay, I mean this has already been discussed. What I would like to take you through is this was the open communication wherein we use audio visual tools to tell the workforce that we are going to implement something new, and what is that something new. And this was the pilot teams we actually finalized in the finishing and in the cutting team, where we had all the categories of members in these teams. And the pre-pilot and the pilot run, we actually standardized the practices, had an SMV database in cutting room, which earlier we never had. We started calculating the cutting table utilization. We never thought it was important. We start freezing the dimensions of tools and equipment for the pilot area and arranging them beforehand. Design team concept and working on revised layout for finishing. Train the pilot team members on the required skill and implement. That is actually the layout, in a finishing pilot team we were working out with. What we worked on was the layout, the team concept, the continuous flow, which reduced transportation, standardization of work method, reduced cycle time, and it increased the space utilization. These are the results what we got from finishing trial pilot team. We saw a reduction of 49% of cycle time. Space utilization was much better. WIP got reduced. Productivity improved. Throughput time improved. Similarly, in cutting, we saw a much higher table utilization for that particular table we used. Pieces per worker per day and space utilization. Now, this is what I think is one of the slides which I would like to lay stress upon. Challenges we encountered. We are into a labor-intensive industry belonging to an unorganized sector, because whenever lean has been discussed, it is in parlance with Toyota production systems, which is highly automated. And this sector is prone to high labor turnover. Substantial workforce is not literate enough. Employee skills, knowledge, and experience necessary for understanding and carrying out lean concepts throughout the company is scarce. Challenge for the middle management in the beginning of the implementation process to follow the new practice and principle, avoiding going back to the previous ones. As you said, sir, that you actually went back to the puddle system. People are resistant to changes on their working place, even if the management is dedicated and put enough efforts in training programs, especially when the workers are veterans, encountering the new challenge of changing their way of working, and when they need to be convinced, it's very difficult. Many negative attitudes, they turn into great resistance. Many. Some of the common things, we hear. This is the way it has been happening in this industry. इस industry में ऐसे ही होता है. That's not the way we do things here. Doesn't matter what you do, nothing will change. Targets set are not achievable. It is easy said than done. बोर्ड पे लिखना आसान है सर, उसको कहो करके दिखाए. We tried it ages ago, it never worked. We can try, but this will not work here. You prove it, and then let us see. Such projects will keep on coming in the off season. ऑफ सीजन में आएंगे, जब सीजन आया फिर कुछ नहीं, फिर जैसे हम चलाएंगे वैसे ही चलाएंगे. This will work for simple styles, and always our styles are difficult. This is a project and not a change in culture. It will die its own death. But let me tell you what went our way. Top management's commitment to lead the lean transformation initiative. Very strong commitment. Open-minded team leaders in the respective units and go-getters in the core team. We follow the guidelines and action plan given by the consultant. Define and redefine the roles of the members, making them aware of what they are doing and what they should be doing. Involvement of top management in the training sessions and the key meetings. Effective yellow belt training conducted by the consultant. Continuous review of the progress by MD and steering committee members and guidelines released according to the requirements. Generation of substantial data to measure and compare is very important. Making workforce count money instead of pieces. Pictorial and graphical representations across the organization to create a wave of change. Some of the prerequisites which I have listed, the statements. The first problem for all of us is not to learn but to unlearn, because it is what we know already is preventing us from learning. An organization's ability to learn and translate that learning into action rapidly will give us competitive advantage. Desire to succeed must overpower our fear of failure. Lean is a set of techniques and we need to apply them. Now, this is very important. It will not set the things right on its own. No matter how brilliant our mind or strategy, if we are playing a solo game, we will always lose out to a team. The way to get started and fail is not to sit back but try again. That is what Sahil did also. Your success is your responsibility. Take the initiative, do the work, and persist to the end. Thank you.
Okay, now the time is 5 to 1. If we ask quickly, the questions can reach us so that you can... No, written questions, please. Can I have some more volunteers so that you cover this side, you cover this side? Okay, here goes the first question. In this ever-changing world, Manish, in this ever-changing world where goalposts are changing every now and then, how to make lean and mean nahi hota hai, but anyway, lean and mean ideology dynamic. In this ever-changing world, usko how do you adapt, I think? How do you make lean adapt to the ever-changing world?
I think the first thing we need to have is to start, actually. Because the problem is, it has been a most discussed concept, and we actually started, I mean, very upfront, we started this concept in the year 2007 and 2008 also. And most of the wordings which I wrote which were actually resistance coming in, it actually came from there because we had a consultant in-house. And he spoke about single piece flow and somehow he couldn't do it himself. And that's what, where we thought that this will never work in nature. But again, we came back to the same concept. We came back to the same concept 2012, and now we are full throttle going ahead with it. So first thing we need to have is to start, to believe in ourselves that yes, the change will happen, and it's just the first leg of our journey, and we are moving ahead. But yes, we are very upbeat about it that we'll complete it.
What was the biggest unlearning in the face of that stiff resistance?
We will go by the question. We'll just come back to you. Just to add to what Manish was saying, you know what? Why are we doing all this lean and mean? Why are we doing this? You know why we're doing this? Because the world is changing so fast. Agar we are a steady and slow and steady world which doesn't change, You don't need to be flexible. You don't need to fatafat make those, changes. Aaj ye style, kal wo style, and my style is the most difficult style and everything. All that stuff is out of the window. So the very reason why you're doing lean, and by the by, Toyota Motor Corporation is supposed to be the company which started lean. You know when they started this? 55 years ago. Those fellows are doing it for 55 years. And they told us when we visited them, we told them, why are you teaching us lean? All your secrets are gone, right? I mean, that's your secret. So they told us, 95% of the companies who come to learn lean fail. Because they just don't have the culture. They just can't do it. So it's not so easy. Besides, we learn by teaching you all. So the answer to that one is, the reason why lean itself is adopted is because it is a very dynamic world. Okay? How do you calculate? Oh, sorry, this is something else. Okay, the next question. What difference between PMBRO strategy for lean by moving single piece, whether it's working the same way in your company, how are you analyzing open-minded team leader? I think the question is, what's the difference between Orient and PMBRO in terms of single piece flow? And the second question is, how are you analyzing open-minded team leader?
Okay, the first one is there's no difference. Reason being that we have the same consultant. And how we are analyzing it was open.
Yeah, how are you analyzing open-minded team leader?
When the team leaders, they listen to you, they act, they react, and, they move forward with the concept rather than, giving 10 good reasons that why it can't be done.
As per your future plan, Manish, this is another question. As per your future plan, you intend to increase standard hours. How does lean help in increasing standard hours output? Is that the question? Yes.
To be very honest, we still have to figure out, reason being that, our pilot has just commenced in finishing and in cutting. We are looking forward to moving with our pilot in stitching, maybe first week of October.
Okay, standard hours. See, when somebody was saying, in this ever-changing world, samjho, if you have one order in 10 styles running for 1 year continuously, one style, how do you think your standard hours and your output will be? High or low? High. What do you think this world is changing to? We are all changing to, I want to buy this style, I want to buy this color, tomorrow I am sick of this one. Yesterday we had some presentations where people are saying, कि हर महीना somebody wants a new style, new design, new color, etc., etc. So सबको मतलब they have to be very, very dynamic. Now when they have to be very, very dynamic, it's very important to understand कि more and more standard hours is not the only thing. What is important is to be more and more flexible. Then only you will get any hour at all. Otherwise you will have a lot of hours in that off season. In some seasons you will do a lot of work, and in some seasons you will be doing work which is not required by the market. So you will have an off season. Chances are, so that's why even companies like Toyota, if you see them, they have Toyota Innova and Toyota Etios and Toyota whatever else, Fortuner. If you see a Toyota factory in an assembly line, one car will be a Fortuner, behind that will be a Innova, and behind that will be Etios. Can you imagine? A Toyota assembly line is 5 kilometers long. 5 kilometers long. Acha, one car will be black, the one behind will be green, the one will be silver, and it's a different model. Now, this is what lean has allowed them to reach after 50 years. There is so much of what they call standardization. There is no gray area. Black or white, it's so strong. So I think that's how standard hours will go up, okay, over a period of time. Then can you manufacture value-added garments? If yes, what are the challenges? Can you, with lean, I think the question is, with all this lean sheen, can you make value-added garments? Is that the question? Okay.
I think lean is a concept. Now, making a value-added garment or non-value-added garment, I think it's more of a process and standardization of it. We are already manufacturing value-added garments. We had, it is more into embroidery and embellishment. We are into value-added segment.
Okay, I think maybe he meant high-value garments. Is that high-value garments? Every garment is value-added, no? कुछ ना कुछ तो उसमें value है. Okay, high-value garments.
It's
labor-intensive, high-value.
Basically, one is that we are having internal customers, where we are dealing with our internal setup. When we go to external supply chain, we have outsourced the garments. That is another challenge. Yes, we are working on it.
Okay. How do you develop the culture for lean? How to develop the culture for lean?
I think it starts from top. And our management, as I said, they are quite committed, not in terms of, the word commitment, but in terms of the focus, in terms of, how they want to implement it. They are sure about it. I mean, there are no ifs and buts. And, that's what I remember when we had to actually start this project. All the factory heads, they were actually called by the managing director, and it was a very cordial meeting wherein they were asked that, do we need to implement this or not? If no, let me know. And if no, then let me know the reason also. Everybody willingly said yes. I mean, there was no pressure as such. So we just went ahead. That's all.
See, like he said, top management. When we had consultants, we had everybody. So top management can easily say, here's the consultant, just go listen to him, whatever he's saying, and just do it. Next month I want all those results. That's one way of doing it. The other way is, whatever the consultant is saying, this top management, so-called, this one, if the shift starts at 8 o'clock in the morning or something, he goes there. I'm talking about the company I work for. When we started Lean 8 years ago, he used to go there. It's a 4-hour drive. Every day from one city, he goes to that factory, selected factory, which was already doing very well. Can you imagine? Not some company which was not doing well. A company which was already doing very well went there every day, personally experienced what the advantage and benefits is. The chances are, when people see the top management going through that grind every day, they will normally get on board the bus. My boss used to say, either you're on the bus or you're off the bus. So that's how they, it helps to build that culture of lean through practice. Next question. Okay, now listen, now this is the last, right? Close it. यदि स्टाइल 100 पीस का हो
100 से 300 100 से 300 पीस का हो
हाँ
तो लीन संभव है
हाँ मतलब छोटे छोटे स्टाइल्स स्मॉल क्वांटिटीज अरे बिल्कुल दिस इज बिल्कुल संभव है इसके लिए तो बनाया हुआ है
I mean, in one of the slides, I mentioned that we have to be, it makes us lean, more responsive. Now, that is what here we made. We are actually doing European buyers, a lot of European buyers, where the average size is very small.
Okay. Right, so thank you. We have exactly 2 minutes more. We can hear from Dr. Rajesh Bheda. Where is he?
Yeah, he's there.
Hello. Yeah. Just wanted to add 2 lines on the top management commitment. Just on this Saturday, that was on Thursday, we finished a Kaizen event in one of the factory, and just looking at the top management commitment, it was a 5-day Kaizen event. The production director, who's the owner of the company, was there with the Kaizen team from day 1 morning to day last conclusion. She was there working with the team. And of course, before the event happened, they had multiple briefings with the teams and prepared the ground so that nobody had any doubt that are we going there or not going there? So they're all prepared that yes, this is what we want to learn, this is what we want to implement. And by personal presence of the production director and the MD of the company coming in and reviewing, I think it just made the hell of a lot of difference. And everybody has clarity and they got some fantastic results. 5 days learning, implementing, results, everything there. Because clarity, focus, nobody has any doubt. Is there an option? But of course, it was very open. People's concerns were addressed and hands-on approach was taken. Excellent results came in. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to summarize what Manish was just saying, he spoke about milestones, so many milestones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He spoke about a 360-degree feedback, matlab all this change that we are happening, what do you think, employee and etc. Different. So उसमें से मालूम पड़ता है कि do people want change? And then he said an important point, कि most of the times the associates wanted the change. The resistance came from management and above for various reasons. I don't want to go there. Then the problem solving versus the work study approach, right? So he spoke about importance of problem solving, not just holding a time, not just holding a stopwatch and telling somebody, buck up. So it's the problem solving approach. Then he also spoke about value added time, how much value added time. Just for your information, our value added time, we believe, is only 0.5%. So 99.5% of the work that we do, we believe, is non-value added. Now I leave that to you to imagine whatever that means, but we'll take that later. I'll introduce